Oh my goodness! Hey! Wow! That thing actually flew. They don't react to being dropped. Mother, gosh darn it, I'm sorry. Oh, we're just starting to droop now. Uh-oh. That's, oh my. All right, folks, it's been a while since we played Floating Sandbox, and there's been an update. Well, the update came out like 6 months ago, and I somehow didn't notice that that was a thing, but they've changed some cool stuff here. We still have the NPCs from the last update, so we're going to spawn these buddies right into here. We're in the Titanic. Hold on, let's maybe move a couple towards the front of the ship. So the NPC behavior has improved. They no longer fall into holes. See, look, they're avoiding the holes in the ship down here. Yeah, they just turn around. They're not like mindless lemmings now. And it did say that the NPCs have thermodynamics. Does that mean that they can catch on fire? Also, another big thing with the NPCs, they now run away from water. So whenever the ship starts to sink, they actually react to it instead of just standing there like bumbling idiots. But that's not all they've added. We've got some new NPC furniture items here, and if you look down, there's some explodey boys like counter pegs, hydrogen tanks, a sodium tank, TNT, tungsten. We can fill the Titanic up with tungsten blocks, and we can see how long it takes for it to go down. Also, there's a big one, fire extinguishing bomb, which I think that will help in case of fire. Speaking of, shall we catch this on fire? So you said something about thermodynamics. Oh my goodness, they're all running from it. Okay, wait. Oh, they're on fire right now. You know, I feel like that was a feature beforehand. I'm not sure what they're doing. They're upside down like bats and their heads are on fire. No, that's a thing. Yay, everybody's panicking right now. I feel bad for this. Am I supposed to feel bad for this? Probably not. Okay, so one thing I do want to test, well, actually, maybe I should probably put the people, or at least help them out real quick. So let's go with fire extinguisher bomb. Does this automatically detect, or do I have to set this off? Oh, something went off in the bottom. Oh, they're exploding in the bottom. Wait, how are they going off? So if I drop these, oh, that's so cool. It kind of flings the NPCs around a little bit. Also, there's a fish stuck in here, I think. So another big thing I want to test out, besides that, we'll use that for a bigger scenario here in a minute. So the NPCs are supposed to be afraid of water now. So if I were to cut a hole into here, oh, that filled up that area. Hold on, what about little slit right here? Look, they actually run around and they panic. You know, honestly, it's just like an added thing that I think was very much needed. How's that guy on fire? Wait, what? What's on fire up there? Oh, this lady's still like, oh my goodness, I'm on fire. And let me see if I can, oh, that didn't actually activate that. Yeah, there's gotta be a better way to activate those. What do you say we go ahead and just cut a big hole here? I want to see everybody pay. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was a little bit more than a big hole. Well, we split the Titanic in half, but it's cool. I like seeing them run from water. I can't fix this one, by the way. Wait, what floats? Hold on. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna figure something out here. Is hydrogen light? I don't know. I probably failed many math. Wait, not math test. Science test. Is it science? Oh my goodness, it's flammable. Never mind. Okay, I have completely screwed this up. It's fine. Let's. Oh, never mind. There's no saving this one. Well, you can see the NPCs panicking. There's a bunch of fire extinguisher bombs attached to them. Oh, they're stuck. They're stuck right in this little compartment here. Well, this thing's going to go down. I still got a little bit of learning to do, but honestly, I'm so happy they still update this game. This has been like a classic on the channel since, I want to say like 2017, 2018. Well, as she goes down to the bottom of the ocean, I almost wonder, would they panic at the sight of a tsunami? Like, would they actually try to run away? Because the water would technically spill over the ship. There goes the top portion. So hydrogen, I do believe, is actually very explosive. I like that they gave us stuff like this, though. It's fun being able to spawn in little objects into the world. Wait, this guy's actually swimming up. Oh, he's like, screw you guys, I'm getting out of here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Can the slice tool?
Nope.
Okay. I had to check. The slice tool does not work on NPCs. I had to check. It was like that morbid curiosity of mine where I was like, can I cut these people in half? All right, let's reload the ship real quick. Okay, so we're going to place more people on here. I like the random button, but if you wanted to, like, test out like certain like passenger types. You got like captains and stuff. You can do that. I just like doing random because it just gives you a nice variety of people. Also, I don't know what the performance limit is. Like, how many people can I stick aboard the Titanic here before the game lags? So yes, folks, we're gonna play with some more ships here in a minute. It isn't all about the Titanic. I just like to use this as like the intro because I feel like I've used this ship at the beginning of every video that I've done. My goodness, I've put a lot of people aboard this. So one thing I do want to experiment with before we blow anything else up, I am curious, the tungsten block. Tungsten's heavy, so in theory, we can use it to weigh down the ship. How many? Okay, those are pretty small blocks. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they immediately go down and clunk. You can actually see it moving the ship slightly down. So if I place, you know, I bet you if I place them all in one area, it would probably crack the ship open. Maybe I should disperse these across the ship. I just want to see if I can make the whole thing go down without breaking it. Like, just sink it because of all the weight in here. That is also extremely loud. It sounds like somebody's banging on. Oh, no! It cracked! Wait, look at all the people! Oh, it's going down rapidly! It's making so much noise! That's actually kind of incredible. I can't fix that, by the way. Oh, everybody's getting up like, oh, geez. He did it again! What's wrong with him? It's fine. You know what? Let's speed this. I think there needs to be more weight in the front here, so we're going to fill up the front with tungsten blocks. No, this is great. This is awesome. I mean, what other game lets you simulate stuff like this? It's ridiculous. Well, I'm in love with the tungsten blocks. I must say they're actually quite awesome. All the people actually ran towards the front of the ship. They got stuck. Well, there goes that one. Camodo's done it again. It's fine. What do you say? I got one more experiment with the Titanic, and then we're going to move on to another ship here. All right, we got a bunch of NPCs back in here. So what I want to do, I want to go ahead and just spawn in a Tsunami here. So let's go ahead and trigger Tsunami. Where is it going to develop at? That's a good question. We'll give it a second. Which side of the... Oh, my goodness. That thing is absolutely massive. All right. So... I'm assuming they don't react until they see the water. I mean, it would be kind of cool if they could see far enough ahead. Like, say a tsunami's coming, they all run. Actually, where do you run to? Do you just run to the back of the ship to just kind of like prolong your existence a little bit longer? Or how does that work? All right, here it comes. That is a massive wall of water. Hold on, let's look at the NPCs. Do they even notice this is coming? No, they're not. They're not aware, but when the water gets here... Oh, they're running now. They're all running towards the... Oh, now they're falling towards the back of the ship. Oh, my goodness. It is flung it. You know, it's like the weak point is right at the middle of this thing. Yep, it did not survive that. And there it goes. Oh, my goodness. It just flung the people out. Wow. That went immediately down. Okay. I'm satisfied. You know what? We got to play with more of these objects, though. Plus the fire extinguisher bomb. I'm kind of curious... if I could put out a giant fire with it. Sorry, all you NPCs. Just everybody swim back to the top. It's gonna be fine. All right, let's go grab another ship. Okay, so we're back with the legendary cargo ship. I actually really like this one. All right, we're gonna go ahead and see what other things we can spawn in. So you have diesel cans. Obviously, it's flammable. Are diesel cans, do they explode? Or how does this work? Hydrogen's definitely gonna explode. Gunpowder kegs are for sure exploding too. What is a sodium tank? What? Are those explosive? Or how does that work? You know, honestly, I don't know. Maybe I'll heat up a couple of these real quick. I'm just curious as to what sodium does under heat. Does it explode? I feel like we're having like a science lesson right now. Okay, so we got those placed right there. So we're going to go to tools here. Let me just do the heat blaster. I won't turn it on to ultraviolet mode, which, by the way, if you're new to the series, ultraviolet mode takes every tool and just pushes it to the extreme. But let me heat these up real quick. They don't seem to be doing anything. Oh, and they're on fire right now. Okay, so obviously they're not flammable. I'm actually going to have to, like, I'd probably Google what a sodium tank does. Like, what is a sodium tank? I always think of sodium as salt, right? That's sodium, right? Am I reading that right, or is it something else? Or am I just stupid? No, it's a sodium tank. Okay, well, I'm going to Google it. I'll be right back. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I googled sodium for the past couple of minutes and I still didn't get a for sure answer. Somebody that's smart down in the comment section, please let me know what that is used for. But yeah, if I go into the settings here, we can turn everything to ultraviolet mode. So we'll go ahead and apply that. So yeah, you can see my flame is much bigger now, and oh, we're just starting to droop now. Uh-oh. That's, oh my god. So maybe under extreme heat, it finally explodes. Was that the heat or was that the pressure? So the ship started to like buckle there because it was melting, and then all the tanks went off at once. Oh, there's another explosion over there. Oh, it's exploding all up this. Maybe it wasn't the sodium tanks that just, well, I would think they did explode. Huh? Do I see any tanks falling? No, I definitely think they exploded. Okay, so let's try out another material here. I mean, a couple of these are for sure going to be very explodey. So we could spawn in NPC groups. I guess I can go ahead and have some people aboard just to see what happens to them. It's like a weird, really screwed up like experiment. Okay, so we got people aboard. I forgot that was even a feature, so it just places them randomly all over the ship, which is great. Okay, so we have our hydrogen tanks. Oh, apparently those blow up on impact. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, this is the perfect time to actually probably utilize the other one before it explodes. Hold on, let's go NPC furniture, fire extinguisher bombs. Put these... Holy man, those work actually way better than I expected. That's cool. There's a couple holes in the ship. By the way, you guys can go download this. I'll have it linked down in the description if you want to maybe throw the dev a couple bucks their way. Uh-oh, that was... Wait. I pulled out the repair tool to try to fix the holes, and I created a gigantic hole. Wait, why did that... Is it because it's in ultraviolet mode? Wait, this is definitely doing opposite of fixing. It's trying to fix it, but it also just exploded it. Well, that thing's gonna go down right in half here. No, it's just fine. Maybe we should pull out the other cargo ship. Maybe, I'm gonna assume because I'm in ultraviolet mode, it didn't actually fix it right. It's fine, and as you can see, all the NPCs, I love how they throw up their little hands like they just don't care. Actually, they do. They very much care. They're all just running, except for this lady here. She's just committed to the bit. She's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going in the water. I don't care. And she just, it's like a slide or something. It was very odd looking. I love that they're actually doing stuff with the NPCs other than making them mindless people walking around. I like that. I hope they expand upon that. Let's get the other cargo ship out. And this is cargo ship number 2. All right, so I definitely want to spawn in the random NPC groups. Okay, so you can kind of see the compartments here. And like I said, there's a wide variety of ships in this game, and it seems like every update you get more. You can create your own ships too. That's a thing. Okay, so I'm looking at the compartments here. All right, so we got people. Let's do this to where it doesn't immediately explode. Like, obviously, the hydrogen, it reacts to being dropped. Maybe I just need to place it in the bottom. Also, I don't know what a particle is. Maybe we'll spawn one of those. Let's do some diesel cans. So diesel cans. Those don't explode. Oh, those are like little bitty canisters. You know, I was picturing it was going to be like a barrel or something, but no, these are little canisters. Are these... They don't react to being dropped. Mother... Gosh darn it, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're just going to reset it. We ain't even going to watch the sink here. It seems like most stuff that's explosive does react to being dropped, so I need to place it at the bottom of the ship. Okay. Very carefully. Very diligently. I would assume the diesel tank explosion's not as big as like the hydrogen. The hydrogen, that's got to be under like pressure, right? Okay, we're gonna put some of these in here. Don't explode on me, please. I'm just one to throw a lot of these bad boys in here. Okay, so we got diesel tanks. I'm essentially just creating one giant explosion, ain't I? Oh, okay, let's put some of these tanks in there. Editor, what do you think? Am I having some sort of crisis here, or is it fine that I'm doing this? This is all in the name of science, right? Like, science. We're experimenting. I love experimenting in games. This is what we're doing right now. Okay, this is gonna be a giant explosion. Wait, what if I place some in here? Like, can we make the ship disappear? You know, you've got stuff like the Thanos snap, which is like an instant click and it blows up the ship, or actually just makes it disappear into particles. I'm kind of curious if I could create a big enough explosion that the ship just disappears. Like, all that's left are gonna be little tiny dots and particles. So I want to keep placing these. I feel like probably I should move to the TNT next. We'll place some of those. I'm just trying very, very carefully not to drop these things. Okay. Up. It's fine. Maybe I have to put some up high. That way, you know, make sure the explosion just kind of goes everywhere. Oh, man. I'm going to misplace something here in a minute, and it's just going to be one massive explosion. Probably going to be like a jump scare and scare me. Gosh darn it! I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to freaking happen. I was just spamming it, and well, there it goes. Also, I don't know. There's something that looks a little bit different about the fire effects and the melting. Maybe it's just not a thing, but everything just looks a little more refined looking. I know in the patch notes it says something about working on the explosions. All right, well, you know what? Maybe this isn't a good idea. I do want to test out the others real quick. So I do have a sub here, which, by the way, you can change the water density on it to make it actually like dive down. This is another cool thing they added to a lot of the ships. You can actually make them go forward. It's a thing. You can play ship. I don't know. Well, technically this is a sub, so play sub. It's like you're in your bathtub. I mean, did anybody else have a sub? Like, or was that just like a thing that people used to do? Oh, and actually, I can fill up the ballast tanks. Yeah, I used to have ships. Like, if anybody's wondering, they're like, oh, man, where did you get this obsession with, like, sinking ships? Like, I've been doing this since I was a kid. Like, we used to visit a island called Galveston, and they used to have these modeled ships, and I would buy them, and I would play in my bathtub with them. Yep, just a little Camodo playing around with ships, being a little psychopath, just putting them at the bottom of the ocean. By the way, you can see the ballast tanks, how they fill up on this one, and then we can reverse those pumps, and it should... These are the ballast tanks, right? I think these are going to pump out eventually. Or... Actually, does that actually drain them? Oh, one's drained, so click up to drain, and then I'm assuming these tanks are going to drain. There they go. It's actually cool because you can see it working. I like that. So one's the flood, one's the drain. And then, like I said, you have to change the water density. You can actually get this thing to dive down. But that's not what we're doing here. We're filling it full of explosives just to test out a couple more of these. So TNT, okay, stick some of these. These are going to be big explosions, I feel like. Okay, so we got TNT. Probably could definitely explode on dropping them. So let's try not to drop them up too high. And then last but not least, hold on, let's go into gunpowder. Oh my goodness, those are big. If we had a pirate ship, this would make sense, which I think there are several wooden ships that we can use, which I was curious about lighting one of those on fire, then using the fire extinguisher bomb to, see if we could actually put it out. I wonder how heavy these are. These got to be pretty heavy. All right, so we got these. You know, in theory, you know you have to be on ultraviolet mode. Like, we could go ahead and turn that off for a second. All you got to do is put a little flame to one of these gunpowder kegs, and they're going to probably explode, so... I was going to say maybe I have the extinguisher ready, but I'm going to think we're going to save that for another one. By the way, there is a fire extinguisher bomb tool also that you can use. We'll test that out too here in a second. But first things first, we just want to get a little bit of heat on one of these. Set back a little bit. Oh, that's the cool blaster. That's the opposite. We need the heat blaster. Oh, never mind. I just had it on shift mode, I think. Wait, what? Is that's weird. I've never had that happen before. It's permanently set up. Like, normally you can click shift and it'll switch to heat blast. Well, that's a weird... Uh-oh. Wait. Did I turned it back to ultraviolet? Wait, I froze it and the electronics turned off. I've never seen that before. So if I just... I'm freezing the sub right now. That's not helping ignite the... Uh-oh. What's that? Wait, hold on. Oh, it's a natural tsunami. Okay, turn the flood ballast tanks on. This is not turning out the way I needed it to turn out. I don't know what's wrong with my heat blaster. I can't shift it and reverse it. Do I have anything else that makes fire? Okay. Is it going to survive? Oh. Actually, I think flooding the ballast might have helped this. Ooh, is it going to be able to land? Also, I don't think the objects inside have... Uh-oh. Where are we going? I guess we're just doing sub things now. Oh, they do have physics. They're bouncing around. So I feel like if you were in rough waves, you could definitely bounce something in the cargo hold on the ships and like the sub, and potentially it would go off. That would be actually insane. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reset the game. I'm not really sure what's going on with this. So in the meantime, we're just gonna set off one little bitty bomb. That's not a little bomb, actually. Oh my goodness, that's a big bomb. You know, I remember those being a little smaller, but apparently they're not. It's fine. Oh my goodness! Hey! Wow! That thing actually flew. Yep. That's a thing. Yeah, I don't think that was all just the remote control bomb there. I think the stuff on the inside definitely had a little bit of an effect. Okay, we've got a wooden ship. This is what I wanted to test out real quick. So, what I want to do, we're going to do something simple as just lighting it on fire. You know, just a little flame here. It ain't going to take much. It's obviously wooden. Oh, the sails. Forgot about those. So, real quick. Hold on, is this actually wood material? This ship might not be wood material. I know it looks like it, but it might actually not be it. Real quick, I just wanted to use, what is the hotkey for it? This is the, oh. Wait, so you just place these down? Dude, this is actually kind of amazing. And then, look, we can put out the fire. On, keep it from spreading. Okay, wait, why do I still hear the fire noise? What's on fire right now? Hold on, let's just place a couple of these. So, wait a minute. Could you make a ship fireproof by covering it in these little fire bombs? I'm actually curious about that. That might be a thing. There's something still on fire and it's still making a big noise. Oh, I might have put too many of these on there. I might have had it on. No, the noise is still happening. What's on fire right now? You know, we're going to assume everything's hunky-dory here. And then what I'm going to do, I want to show you guys the repair tool. This isn't new, by the way. The repair tools existed for a while. So yeah, look at this. I can repair the sails. I do think that the weight has definitely, of those little fire extinguisher bombs has done something to the ship. But yeah, you can slowly repair this. For some reason, this was having the opposite effect on the cargo ship earlier. So if I turn this one to ultraviolet, let's see if I can get it to work. Because obviously you could repair it rapidly. Yeah, the ultraviolet just seems to be weird with this. Like, it's fixing it, but it also seems to tear stuff apart. So probably... yeah, probably not the best idea, obviously. Huh. So would that actually save a ship? I feel like the explosion that comes off those fire extinguisher bombs is a little bit on the weird side. You know what? We gotta try it. You know, I gotta see if I can save a ship. Okay, let's try this at first with like a modern ship. So we have a cargo ship here. I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm gonna cover these in safety bombs. I do feel like these have weight to them. I could be wrong about, well, maybe they don't, because it should be like moving it around a little bit. So if we put these here, I don't think it would help with an explosion. I'm talking about if I turn the heat blaster on full blast. Uh-oh, it's starting to despawn some of these. Okay. I think that's about as good of coverage as we're gonna get here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn on, let's do, yeah, I think we're just gonna do straight up heat blaster here. So by the way, it's fixed. I don't know why the shift wasn't working on it earlier. Oh, wait, at what point did those go off? Hey, little extinguisher bombs. The whole ship's getting really hot. Oh my goodness! So it's one of those things where it's like, it did its job. It definitely put the fire out. But it also obliterated the ship. I think I understand now. Maybe the smaller ones is where it's at. The ones that you spawn in. I don't know if they have the same explosive radius. Oh, you know what else is probably doing it? I'm assuming the tool itself is being put in ultraviolet mode too and creating a much bigger explosion. What is that sound? It sounds like glass is just shattering right now. All right, might need to approach that one a little differently. Which, by the way, I feel like I have to do this almost every episode. There's something about watching a ship like get super hot and start to melt in the game, especially on ultraviolet mode. Like the physics, just the way everything works is absolutely incredible. So it's getting molten hot there. It's satisfying. I don't know what it is about it. Like, look at that. That's freaking amazing. On, heat the top up here. And, oh yeah. Yep. Nothing like just melting a good old ship right here. Look at that. And she's going to the bottom. Well, somewhat. It is kind of cool, though. Once it gets into the ocean, it'll cool itself down. Which, by the way, you can control all the parameters of the ocean, too. That's the thing. That was kind of cool. I like that. By the way, let's make this really dramatic here. I forgot that there's a lightning tool, which we could trigger lightning. And with it being in ultraviolet mode, I feel like the lightning actually would probably blow stuff up. I mean, we could play around with it a little bit. How about we spawn in some NPC groups here? Let's just spawn in several of these. A big old storm is coming in. I don't even know what we're doing anymore. Right now, I'm just playing around with some of the new stuff. Oh, my goodness. Okay, this is a very violent storm. Like, those waves. Yeah, I feel sorry for all the people. There's people in here, by the way. They're just kind of flying around right now. But yeah, you can play with the lightning tool. I don't think this thing's going to survive the storm. I was thinking I'm going to need lightning to take this thing out. No, buddy. I don't think that's going to be a thing at all. Which I think it's Alt-L. Yep, that's, we can trigger lightning. And one of these, especially if you have like a wooden ship, it can do... Oh my goodness, it just blew up the back part of the ship. Hold on. That was cool. Uh-oh. Oh, then the water just rips the whole top portion up. All this while a massive storm's going on. I think I see NPCs starting to blow backwards because of the wind and waves. Yeah. You know, I miss this game. I miss this game a lot. There's a lot of different things that I kind of want to do. Okay, real quick. Let's see if we can save it. Okay, we're not in ultraviolet mode anymore. So what I want to do, I want to spawn in the small ones, the small fire extinguishing bombs. So we're just going to... Yeah, they don't seem to damage anything. I need to place these low because they definitely can die on impact. So I don't want that to be a thing. One thing I do notice about these, they don't seem to set each other off. Well, I say that. They seem to do it in the other, like the tool version. But this version, maybe the smaller one with ultraviolet mode off, it doesn't seem to like set each other off. Because right now, that should have been like a chain reaction all the way to the back of the ship. So if I fill up enough of these on the bottom here... Can we somewhat make this thing fireproof? I'm going to put a couple of these in here. We're going to spawn some NPCs up here, too. Don't you worry. I am a little worried some of these are going to roll around and go into the little holes that you see. Like that one back there just did. Yep. Oh, no. Yeah, I was completely wrong about that. They definitely still set each other off. Oh, my goodness. I didn't even get to spawn in my NPCs yet. It's fine. You know, I don't think there is saving the Titanic that way. It's just not a thing. Not a thing at all. You know, it's funny. I was looking into the storms. I was kind of curious about these. That was at the power level of 1. If I were to turn this up to 10, the rain amount all the way up, the lightning hit probability. I'm going to turn this down because I don't want to watch it get struck by lightning. Duration and rate. I don't have to worry about any of those. What do you say we spawn in a storm here? This is probably going to be the most violent storm ever. Hold on. Let's put NPCs on here and then spawn in the storm. I wanted to do it manually here. That way, I feel like the spawn groups are good. What you might be able to increase how many it spawns in with each group. But I feel like rapidly clicking it's probably going to give me a little bit better result for the time being. So I'm just going to rapidly click all these NPCs on here. And we're going to have a good old ball here with the storm. Okay, storm's moving in. So I've turned everything about the storm up. Now, like I said, I don't know if the ultraviolet affects storms. I thought it was maybe just tools. I could be wrong about that. But where's that storm at? Oh, I'm waiting for it. Oh, my goodness. Those clouds are moving very rapidly. Okay, everybody's just having a good old time over here. Oh, you didn't even get to the storm portion. The waves adjusted themselves in such a way that, when the rain comes in, this is so much worse. Like the rain, there's so much of it, instantly starts to put water on the top of the ship and sink it down. It didn't matter though, it wasn't gonna be able to take, wait. I wonder if I can just turn down the waves and just see how fast a storm can flood the ship. I don't know what this episode is anymore. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like I don't know what I'm doing. Well, actually, I think that's pretty much every video, but especially this video. So storms, I'm going to turn the power down to minimal, but I just want the rain flood all the way up. I'm just curious, like, could there be enough rain to take this down? Which, by the way, you can, there's a tool to pump out water. That's the thing, but I'm not going to fight it here. We're just going to spawn this in. Let me go ahead and get... let me spawn in some more groups here. Yeah, I guess this is quicker if I just rapidly click this one. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so the storm is rolling in. We got a ton of people on here now. So yeah, the ocean itself is not going to destroy the ship, but the rainwater might. We've turned it up as high as possible. This looks epic, by the way. Hold on. Is it enough? Definitely not a violent storm. It's more like a... Wait. Wait. Did it just lose? Oh. Wait a minute. It is slowly taking it out. Look at the bottom filling up. That water is draining down into the bottom of the ship. So the ocean itself is not bad, but it's the actual storm, the rain. This thing's going down. It's slowly going down. I think it's going to probably eventually break. I've never had one without adjusting the ship strength go down as like one piece. Typically, they start to flex and break, which it looks like the middle of the ship is filling up faster. The front is definitely not taking on a lot, but the deck's taking on a lot of water up at the top, but it's not draining down into the front of the ship. Now, these will eventually start to spill over if the ship holds together. I'm actually curious. This is kind of neat. Oh, yeah, the back's going down first. Yep, she's taking on a lot of water. Oh, I don't know how this is going to work, because I feel like it's going to eventually tip to the back, and then the front, it's going to crack somewhere in the middle. I could be wrong about that, though. It hasn't cracked yet. I think it's going to, though. No? That is actually really odd looking. I don't think I've ever seen this ship go down like this. Is it going to stay whole and just, like, hit the bottom of the ocean? We got to follow this one down. Look at that. The pressure's eventually going to get to it, right? I mean, if that doesn't get to it, definitely when it hits the bottom of the ocean, that's going to be pretty bad. Which, by the way, I have it set pretty deep, so it's fairly dark down there. Which there is a flashlight tool or a lamp. I mean, it works okay. It probably works better in the bottom. Wait a minute. So now technically the rainwater's not hitting the ship anymore, but it is slowly filling up from the bottom. You can see the compartments filling up. It's about to go completely under. Give it just a second here. There it goes. It is clearing, and this thing's going to be fast-tracking itself to a watery grave. Oh, yeah, we can light up down here. This is not bad. Might take it a second, though. Oh, hold on. I'm hearing cracking. Is it finally starting to break? No? Huh. Well, I'm actually surprised by this. It might probably, maybe once it gets a little bit deeper, it might start to crack a little bit. I'm hearing like windows breaking out and stuff. What's going on? There's also an air pocket in here towards the front. Oh, she's speeding up. She's about halfway down. Is it gonna make it to the bottom before it explodes? There's a chance. All right, we're gonna position our camera down here. It's gonna land right in this area here. You know, I'm super surprised with all the pressure and stuff. This thing didn't break. It's gonna break when it hits the bottom here, but this is like the most intact that I've seen one of the ships get down to the bottom of the ocean. And here we go. Try to look at the impact here. Oh, there he goes. Oh my goodness. It's just okay. It's just gonna be one big heaping pile of metal once it hits the bottom. It hit towards the rear first, and then, yep, she goes down. Oh, here comes the front. Oh, it looks like the front's going to be somewhat intact. Look at the people swimming up towards the top. I know it's a little dark down here. There are, I think there are settings that you can adjust to make the bottom of the ocean not so dark. I think I've just got it set to the defaults right now. And there it goes. Hey, it settled. It actually settled at the bottom. That looks cool. Like, you can see how the front of the ship settled. The back of the ship's completely destroyed, but that's what it landed on. And these people are going to slowly float up to the top. And one last thing that I want to do, since I mentioned it earlier. A lot of people have seen this, but it's still probably one of the most satisfying things ever. We've got the Thanos snap on. Let's go. Oh, boy. Yep, if you guys want to see more of this on the channel, let me know down in the comment section below. Go check out the update, and we'll see you guys next time.